It's like we're all collectively watching the same game over and over again. It's Groundhog Day right now. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Sea Radio. My name is Corbett, and thank you very much for clicking on this video. The Boston Red Sox have lost yet another very close series in this season, dropping 2 games out of 3 to the Minnesota Twins, which officially, ladies and gentlemen, brings them right back to 500 on the season. 18-18 on the year right now, which somehow, someway, still puts them only 2 games back of first place in this division. I honestly think at this point that makes it more frustrating that the Red Sox are where they're at right now, right? If you had just converted a couple of wins here, you would be leading this division, yet the Red Sox, they simply can't get out of their own way. And right now, especially over the last couple of series here, the Boston Red Sox have 2 major problems, and they both have to do with high leverage situations. Now, there is one thing right now I would say that is not a problem for the Boston Red Sox, and that is their starting pitching. In this series, starters went 17 1/3 innings with 6 earned runs for a 3.12 ERA. You take out Hunter Dobbins' start, it's even lower than that. The Red Sox have been getting really good starting pitching over these last series. It hasn't just been this one. The Blue Jays series, they got good starting pitching. Most of the Guardians series, they got good starting pitching, right? Over the last 3 series, you've been getting fantastic starting pitching here. And again, it's making it even more frustrating because these guys are trying to keep you competitive. You just simply can't get the job done. On top of that, this ERA probably would have been better had Brennan Bernardino not come in and give up a couple of hits to get an extra run earned for Hunter Dobbins. It seems like this rotation's the best part of this team right now. And it absolutely is if you look at everything statistically. In fact, the 2 problems I am talking about right now are high leverage situations, both offensively and on the pitching side of things. Now, everyone and their mother right now is ripping on the Red Sox bullpen, and it's warranted, right? You should be ripping on the Red Sox bullpen right now. They're doing things this bullpen should not be doing, but I also think the offense deserves some of the spotlight here in terms of negativity towards the Boston Red Sox because they've been just as bad in big situations as their pitching has been. Now, you can use the eye test, right? And the eye test works fantastically in this situation where you sit there and you say, hey, the Red Sox have lost 9 one-run games this season. Had they converted less than half of those, let's say 3, the Red Sox would be front runners in the AL East. Instead, every single close 1-run game, the Red Sox offensively just fall on their face in the last few innings of this series. Now, I'm a bit of an analytical mind. I like looking at statistics, especially when it comes to Major League Baseball. And for this situation, we can look at a whole bunch of statistics. That's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to prove my point to you that the Red Sox right now cannot hit in clutch situations by just simply looking at basically every single possible metric. You talk about situations where there are 2 outs and runners in scoring position. The Boston Red Sox this season are hitting just .227 with a .683 OPS. That's unacceptable. In late and close situations, that is plate appearances in the 7th inning or later with the Red Sox tied, ahead by 1, or with the tying run on deck, they are hitting an abysmal 198 with a 598 OPS. I mean, just disgusting stuff, right? That is not how a team, especially built the way the Red Sox are built, even with the loss of Casas, should be hitting. You're talking about a 1 through 4 of Duran, Devers, Bregman, Story, Willier, Campbell, right? You go down the list here, and none of those guys, even a guy like Bregman, who's been tearing it up this season, even a guy like Campbell, who's been tearing it up this season, aren't delivering in big situations. We could even break this down as simple as just innings, right? You take a look at high leverage innings, situations where it's a high leverage position. The Red Sox are hitting just .218 with a 649 OPS. You look at it specifically innings-wise, innings 1 through 3, they're hitting .282 with an 883 OPS. Fantastic, right? Some may call that the powerhouse offense that we expected this team to be. In innings 4 through 6, they're hitting just .233 with a 652 OPS. What happens? Right, your average drops, 50 points? Your OPS drops almost 200, over 200 points. We're just doing nothing in the middle innings of these games. You're letting teams win these games in the middle innings. When was the last time you needed to roll this Chapman? You needed him in Toronto just simply to get you through an extra inning because you couldn't make contact with a baseball. But when was the last time he came in for a legitimate save opportunity? They haven't had him recently, and it's because of this statistic right here. In 4 through 6, you are uncompetitive while other teams are getting more competitive. And then through 7 and 9, it's basically the same story. 247 average with a 707 OPS. Basically what I'm saying here is it doesn't matter which way you want to slice it. If you want to slice it analytically, if you just want to look at what they're doing, if you want to talk about basic statistics, all of them are pointing towards the situation of this offense not being able to get the job done. That's as simple as it comes, right? And what's terrifying about the situations or the problems we're talking about in today's video is the fact that there's not really a big solution to this problem. It's not as simple as, hey, let's call up Roman Anthony, right? And what's crazy is we had this exact same conversation, 3 days ago? Because of the same situation keeps occurring with this Red Sox team. Bringing up Roman Anthony would be a ton of fun. It'd be fantastic. And maybe it does help in clutch situations a little bit. But at the same time, too, he cannot be the only clutch hitter on the Red Sox. They're not going to win games doing that. It's an entire lineup problem right now. And right now, the solution to that is good luck. Right? Just get better. These guys are way too talented to be sitting here and laying down and dying in the late innings of these games. And yet here they are doing exactly that at the plate, but they're also doing it on the pitching side of things as well. High leverage spots for the pitching has been basically the same exact thing as the offense has been. And what's crazy is you say that, and then you look at Aroldis Chapman's numbers, and it's not like they're blowing games in the 9th inning, right? Aroldis Chapman's been fantastic this year. He's 100% save opportunities. Again, you go back to the Red Sox aren't losing games 9th inning. They're losing games in the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning, and that's what's driving everyone absolutely crazy. Again, you go back to just these ridiculous statistics here. The Red Sox have the most blown saves in Major League Baseball, tied with the Phillies. I believe it's at 8 or 9 right now. And again, it's absurd considering the fact that Aroldis Chapman is 100% on save opportunities this year. You're blowing your games 7th and 8th innings. And then you take a look at it, all of it statistically, right? Let's break it down by innings. The 6th inning as a whole this season, it's a 5 ERA. The 7th inning as a whole this season, it's a 5.25 ERA. 8th inning, 4.75 ERA. And then the 9th inning, it drops all the way down to a 3.62. By far and away, their lowest when it comes to relieving innings in this game. And it's not like, oh, it's just the middle guys, right? It's the guys that you can swap around a bit. It's the Zach Kellys, it's the Josh Winkowskis who are causing this bullpen problems. It's not right now, right? It's 2 of your highest leverage relievers. It's guys who you need to rely on to come in here in big games, in big situations, and get big outs that have blown games for you, basically 2 series back-to-back in back-to-back appearances. Slaten and Whitlock came into the game yesterday with a 1-run lead and left it with a tie game, and then eventually giving up runs, and you lose this game by 1 run? I mean, it's like, okay, it's the same problem with the offense right now. What's the solution to that, right? You can't just bring in one other arm and all of a sudden the bullpen's magically fixed. You got to make sure that your high leverage guys are getting the job done. And the solution there is, okay, do you take those 2 out of high leverage spots and go out and get multiple high leverage inning relievers? Go out and trade for those guys, go out and purchase those guys on the free agent market? That is much easier said than done. The solution here isn't just one singular player. In order to fix this, you're going to have to fix multiple guys that need to perform in this bullpen. You've got guys like Luis Guerrero for some reason back in AAA. I have no idea why the Red Sox decided to do that. They reinstated Bernie and optioned Luis Guerrero down. He was one of your best relievers at this point in the season. Maybe he's a guy who comes up and gets more high leverage spots. Liam Hendricks is now 5 appearances in a row, scoreless with 6 strikeouts. Maybe this is a guy who you come in and say, hey, Liam Hendricks, let's start getting you more high leverage situations. He did pretty well in the top of the 9th inning in this finale. I don't know, right? You sit there, and that's what's frustrating me the most, is it's not just, okay, this guy stinks, let's get this guy out, and then the Red Sox will start cooking. It's not exactly how it works with either of these situations right now because it's an entire, basically team-wide problem. And it's crazy to me that you're both bad offensively in high leverage and bad pitching-wise in high leverage situations. How is that even possible? Right? You would think at least one side of the ball would be able to pick up the other, and that's a big problem here. I sit here, and with both of these, they're terrifyingly bad situations for the Red Sox to be in because, again, there's no simple solution. And I don't know what the solution would be, but I do know two things. One, I know that this team should be better than this. I know that I'm sick and tired of watching a team on paper that is too talented to do this. I know that this team needs to be better, and it should be better. And the second thing I know is that it's May, right? I see a lot of conversations already popping up of this team isn't a playoff team, this team isn't going to be good, it's going to be a 500 or less team throughout the entire year. And you know what? Maybe at the end of the day, you're right, but it's also 120 games till October. There is a ton of time for the Red Sox to turn this around. There's a ton of time for the Red Sox to be competitive again and again. They are extremely lucky right now that the rest of the AL is kind of doing the exact same thing. They're sitting around this middling of the record type situation here, except for the Detroit Tigers, who have been absolutely incredible this season in terms of AL play. But outside of that, right, specifically in your own division, you got extremely lucky and you haven't taken advantage of it yet, but you still have time to end up taking advantage of this. So I sit here and I'm not giving up on this Red Sox team in terms of a playoff spot. I'm not going to sit here and declare them a bad team overall throughout this year. I'm not going to declare them a team that's not going to make the playoffs. But what I will say is I've been more critical of this Red Sox team than I've been of any Red Sox team in the past couple of years while I've had this channel. And the reason for that is because, again, this team should be better than those teams. This team is the team that needs to compete. It is the team that should be fighting for a division. And right now, they're letting every single one of their opportunities to actually fight for this division slip right between their fingertips. They're shooting themselves in the foot game in and game out. And like I said in the intro, it's like watching Groundhog Day every single day, and I don't know how to get them out of this funk. I don't think anyone does. You can bring your solutions to the table. I don't know that they're going to work, right? It's just unbelievably frustrating. And what makes it even more frustrating is you take a look at what the schedule was like in these first, 36 games, and then you look at what's coming up over the next 120. This was a really easy part of the Red Sox schedule. It's only going to get harder from here. They could very easily drown very quickly over these next few weeks. I don't know that they have the capability right now to keep themselves above water. It is a terrifying spot to be in as a Red Sox fan right now, and I don't know what comes of it. So let me know in the comment section down below. What did you guys think of this series? What did you think of the problems the Red Sox have right now? And do you have a solution to what's going on? Let me know all your thoughts down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps out a ton. Best way to let me know you're enjoying the content. Don't forget, if you guys want to listen instead of watch these episodes, all you got to do is head over to your favorite podcasting app and look up Red Seat Radio. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the Red Seats.